All praise to the Most High, AHAYAH, and his son, Yeshua, the Messiah. Hallelujah. This is Brother Holly here with the second Spirit of Truth broadcast on the AHAYAH'S channel, as well as the House of AHAYAH channel, here on this set-apart Sabbath day. In our first teaching this week, we looked at the hidden Hebrews found in the book of Galatians. We're going to delve back into the book of Galatians as further proof that the people that the Apostle Paul was writing to under the inspiration of the Spirit were in fact the hidden sons and daughters of Jacob. Let's begin. Let's go to Galatians chapter 4, and let's start reading at verse 1. Excuse me. Now I am saying that as long as an heir is a child, he is no different from the servants, although he is master of all. But he is under guardians and stewards until the time that his father sets. So also while we were babies, we were made subject to the elements of this world. But when the fulfillment of the time came, AHAYAH sent his son, and he was from a woman and was under the law, so that he would redeem those who were under the law, and that we would receive the adoption. Now you are sons. You are sons. AHAYAH has sent into your hearts the spirit of his son that calls, Father, our Father. Now, in verse 4 is the linchpin of Galatians chapter 4. When the fullness of time had come, AHAYAH sent his son, who was from a woman, who was under the law, so that he would redeem those who were under the law. Now we know that according to Romans chapter 9, verses 1 through 5, that those who were under the law were the sons and daughters of Jacob, and that we would receive the adoption. And we know from looking at Romans chapter 9, verses 1 through 5, that being counted as the ones who can receive the adoption is reserved for the sons and daughters of Jacob. So I keep referencing Romans chapter 9 through 1 verses 1 through 5 regularly, especially during this series. So I felt compelled by the Spirit of the Most High to read it again, afresh and anew, so that these facts from the scriptures will be permanent in your minds, that you will not let this go. I cannot emphasize enough to you that this is one of the primary ways to understand the New Testament. It'll be lost to you. You won't get it unless you start seeing it the way it was meant to be seen. The mystery has been revealed. And Romans 9, chapter 9, verses 1 through 5 is the revealer of the mystery. It's the key, if you will, to understanding the rest of the New Testament. So let's look at Romans chapter 9, verses 1 through 5. And forgive my sniffling. Romans 9, verse 1. I am speaking with truthfulness in Messiah, and I am not lying. My mind bears witness concerning me by the Spirit of holiness, that I have great sorrow and grief that is from my heart and does not cease. For I have prayed that I myself would be cursed from Messiah instead of my brothers and my kinsmen who are in the flesh, who are the sons of Jacob, to whom belong the adoption, and the glory, and the covenants, and the law, and the service that is in it, and the promises, and the fathers, and from whom Messiah was seen in the flesh, who is AHAYAH, who is over all. To him be our praise and our blessing forever and ever. So be it. So, when we see in Galatians chapter 4 that Messiah came, made under a woman, made under the law, to redeem those who were under the law. Well, who was under the law? Were Egyptians under the law? Were Canaanites under the law? What about Babylonians? What about Chaldeans? What about Ethiopians? Were they under the law? No, the law, statutes, and commandments were only given to one people, the sons and daughters of Jacob. That was it. You have to be a direct descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to have an inheritance and to have promises and to have covenants and to have glory according to the scriptures. This becomes, and I can't say, I'm going to say it again, and I know I sound like I'm just repeating myself over and over again, and I just ask that you bear with me because I think this is so important. We have to keep going over this because you know people as well as I do who, no matter how many times you show this to them, they still are going to interpret the Bible the way they were taught by the tithe taking, pork chop eating, Sunday go to meeting people. They're just going to interpret it that way. The universalists. They're going to see world and run with it, even though the scriptures say in 2nd Ezra chapter 7 verse 50 that the Most High made not one world but two, a world of the wicked and a world of the just. But they're also, when they see the word world, they're not going to understand that Isaiah 45:17 says that Jacob, the sons and daughters of Jacob, are the world that the Most High came to, that the Most High loves and came to save. So, and when we see the word Gentile in the scriptures, in the New Testament, we understand that's talking about the uncircumcision according to Ephesians chapter 2. And we understand that the uncircumcision are in fact the house of Joseph that's found in Jeremiah chapter 9, verse 27, I believe. So, in conclusion, this is a short teaching, so please forgive me, but it's a very important one. The people that Messiah redeemed were the people who were under the law, and they received the promised redemption. If you are not a son or daughter of Jacob, you cannot have the promise. All praise to the Most High. AHAYAH.